It's another episode of the podcast presented by Golf City. There's a ton to talk about with the U.S. winning the President's Cup, obviously, this weekend. Let's get into it. So we're back in Connecticut, in Jeek's basement. We're in this episode of the Pin High Podcast. Joined here, obviously, by Trevor and Jeek, Patrick, your host. So the U.S. win 16-4 after it honestly not looked the whole week. They were even down. Was it 10-8 going into the Sunday singles?
Yeah, definitely they were. And I mean, it was a big comeback coming in.
4-1 first day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like after the first day, I think they showed a graphic where it was like no team has ever come back in the President's Cup from like a deficit of 4-1 or something like that. So
I mean, no team had ever won after trailing going to the last day. So just overall, just a wild President's Cup. At the beginning, everybody was like, "Oh, this is going to be over by Saturday," in favor of the U.S. But they're like, "Oh, now it might be over by Saturday internationals." On Thursday, you had like everybody sings you answer, everybody's draining putts.
I mean,
And the U.S. could not even make a 4-foot putt.
Which was funny because like the first hole out, I was talking to you guys about it, but like I swear every single international tee shot or half of the international tee shots in the first hole were all like snap hooked into the woods, like duck hooked like right into like the woods and like low and left, and like I'm like, okay, this is a joke. This is gonna be a blowout. And that first day wasn't even right. It wasn't even close.
I mean, there's like a few scenarios that were going on the first hole like every day, and there was either going to that bunker, just running straight through the fairway. People were pulling into the trees left, or I mean, I guess occasionally someone was doing that perfect tee shot where it would like bounce through the fest, and just funnel in right next to the green. The fairway situations get crazy. It was like it just wouldn't stop, and the greens.
Well, the greens every single time the ball hit the green, it looked to like bounce like 10 feet in the air. It looked like on TV, it looked like it was it would bounce like super super high and then just bound forwards.
Surprised there wasn't like scuff marks on the ball.
Exactly, yeah. There's no it's bouncing on like concrete basically, and there's like very rarely you see everyone anyone actually like spin the ball. But like they were playing like they got used to it and they were like running the ball up there, landing it short of the green. But I mean, it was interesting to watch. The balls like bounce that high.
I mean, there was literally on every green there was like one like I would guess called like a dead spot. So like there was one spot on every green where you could hit it and it's like won't roll out like it usually would. And like they were having a lot of trouble finding that spot for whatever reason. And like you would see approach shots come in, like hit the front of the green. You're like, oh, that's like probably gonna be a pretty good shot, like near the pin. And then it would just roll and roll and roll, and then go off the like false back of the green and like roll down. And you're like,
I mean, by Sunday there was one par 3 where guys were spinning it pretty well. I think on Sunday there was a bunch of scares like for hole-in-ones that were so close. I think Answer almost holed one, Kuchar almost holed one. I forget who else, but they had the hang of it by Sunday.
Yeah, I was saying because earlier in the week, like the U.S. guys, like they had just flown in all pretty much from like the Hero Pro Challenge in the Bahamas, and they had like one day to see the course. Like they had like compared to the international guys who had played there before or been there for like a week or something like that. Like the U.S. guys just they weren't prepared. Like maybe that's probably why they weren't doing well the first couple of days.
I mean, Ernie Els kind of had a plan going into it. He had like a plan for every single hole, like how they should approach it. I mean, more often than not, there was like on the first hole especially, they were hitting like an iron instead of driver, where like the U.S. came out and pretty much just hit a driver like on the first hole, which left for like a tough approach, like because where the flag wasn't really like one of those landing zones for the green. He kind of came in with a plan where the U.S. didn't really have that plan.
Yeah, it was interesting because they kept saying Tiger was saying he trusts his guys, he knows what like they're gonna do, and like he trusts what they're gonna do. But Ernie was saying if you don't play the hole like this way, if you don't hit an iron off this tee, or if you don't do this a certain way, like you're not gonna be playing the next round. Like that was his mentality. Like when he broke the course record there. He has the course record there.
I mean,
So it makes sense, but
they pretty much had their chance the first couple days to really put him away. But when JT and Patrick Cantlay hit those two major putts, and of course JT had the "I love me some B" quote, which was just
all-time quote,
all-time TO quote. But once that happened, you could kind of feel the momentum shift. And once you get to Sunday singles, and you're talking about a guy like Tiger Woods, who's 6th in the world, going up against Abraham Ancer's 38th in the world, and then you have the world ranking come to play because it's not 2v2 anymore. You don't have two shots.
DJ was playing Haotong Li, and there was no chance DJ was going to lose.
That was
match. Absolutely no chance.
I bet on that. It was minus like 1/2 DJ. That was
the easiest price. Yeah,
I ever made in my life.
Because there, like, Haotong Li played like one match like that week before that, and he lost that match. He had 0 points the whole week, and like coming into that, I saw DJ was playing Haotong Li like the third match. I'm like, there's no chance DJ loses. Like, there's no competition.
I was live tweeting on the Twitter account for a lot of it for most of the tournament. I should have been tweeting out my picks because I was money. I think I went like, let's call it like 6-7-2 and 3. I could not.
I feel like going into the week that I thought the U.S. was definitely going to have the advantage in the match play at the last event. It was the team play that they struggled in early on. I think they didn't really have the right pairings. They didn't really go in with a plan. So I think they went.
Well, P. Reed and Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson.
Sucked.
That's what I was about
terrible,
to say. So they went with Simpson and Reed. I think I would have went with especially if Webb Simpson. I would have put Alon, especially for the alternate shot. I would have put a long hitter with him, so I would have put DJ or Finau with Simpson. I think that would have been a good pairing.
Well, just something to point out, Patrick Reed went 0-3 with Webb Simpson, and then he wins in singles.
Well,
like is that a coincidence?
No, P. Reed played like shit. It wasn't Webb Simpson. Webb Simpson also
was not playing well.
Like 3-2 something, or 2-1 in singles. Like he dominated who he played. So it wasn't exactly like we may or may not lead to that, but we are currently experiencing technical difficulties with Trevor being a dumbass.
I realized before recording it, my computer's at 10% before we started recording, and it's like one right now.
Looking at like the image right now is just the couch because Trev's like away from his computer, which is kind of lit.
Anywho,
I don't know. I can't tell. Moment
it
of
is.
truth. Charging.
Anyway, Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson, obviously not a good pairing, but they did well on their own. So it wasn't like they just must not been a good pairing for their skill. I think other than that, Tiger did a pretty good job. Xander and Cantlay were a good pair. Tiger and JT were elite together.
Yeah, I would start off. Cantlay and Schauffele were not the best. They lost like that first day match, and they came down to the wire on the second day match. And those two players, like I feel like together would dominate.
No, they did well overall. Though.
Yeah, they did. Then ended up winning singles, and then
and barring that
putt on the second day,
barring that comeback that Answer and I think Leishman had against JT and Ricky. JT and Ricky were a good pair as well.
Oh yeah, that's what they had at the President's Cup 2 years ago, or like in the Ryder Cup last year. Even. Like they're like those two together are like they're pretty much best friends, and like they've known each other forever. Their chemistry is off the charts. Like if Tiger wasn't going to be paired with Justin Thomas, then it was going to be Justin Thomas and Ricky.
And I thought that was pretty interesting that Tiger just didn't play himself that day.
That was. I mean,
I thought he was going to play himself one of the days because it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
2 rounds.
Tiger knows how to play a 4-day tournament. I feel like he could have played at least one of those rounds. It didn't end up mattering.
I think he just wanted to captain a little bit, like at least like a little bit more than just one round of being a full captain.
Yeah,
but like
still went through.
Think about it, if you're captain the President's Cup team and you sit Tiger for both of those matches, like that doesn't end well for you if you sit Tiger for both those matches.
Exactly,
but he's Tiger, so he can do what he wants, but still
himself. Look, we haven't talked about Kuchar much during this, but I mean, he did come up with the big putt on 17 that ensured the tie in the match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gave them the half point they needed.
His celebration was
just such a dad celebration.
I thought it was hilarious though.
You just
it was
skip
so
it. Like it was
funny.
so awkward. Nobody in the crowd really. I don't know if like the crowd fully grasped that they lost, or if they were like just all international fans that were like mad that was it. But just everybody was dead silent. Couple claps.
He was just skipping around like a child.
Yeah, it was very golf.
Oh no, it'd be like if all people would do it on the team, Kuchar would be the one doing that.
Anyway, but Tiger went 3-0. Obviously, some other guys that did well. Abraham Answer, he was lights out most of the tournament. Besides his loss to
Yeah,
Tiger.
can we talk about some of the rookies on the international side? Like,
Sungjae
I
M.
thought they were gonna come
Dope.
in,
Sungjae
and
was
Ben
so
Am was
good.
pretty good. Like, I thought they were gonna come in and like be like all timid and stuff, especially like after the first couple of tee shots. I think Joaquin Neiman like duck hooked it like 3 times or
Neiman did
something
not
like
look
that.
that
I
good.
thought everybody was going to be like Joaquin Neiman and Hao Tung Lee. Hao Tung Lee, first, so Joaquin Neiman, he was a little nervous. He shanked the shot. Hao Tung Lee just completely forgot how to play golf.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was just like hit out of turn. He was like 50 yards past everybody and decided to hit out. And he punched it out, but then they redo it and he hit it straight into the tree and back in. And he was just out on that hole.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. I mean, like, obviously you could see the nerves, but then there was guys like Abraham Answer who were just like stone cold, like draining
Lived for
putts all over the place, like playing insane until you got to the last day in singles. Like, I thought that would have been like the opposite effect, you know?
Right.
But well, Neiman like he's like like Greg said, like he was like first tee shot, pretty sure like duck hooked into like the trees or
Or he didn't
like,
duck hook it. He got into
Yeah,
the
like-
fescue, and then his fescue shot went way long.
yeah. I would say but it was not a good start. And like the holes after that looked like a little nervous. He's playing against like I mean who wouldn't be nervous? You're playing against Tiger in the first match of the President's Cup.
I mean,
Like that's terrifying.
We were all texting each other, and Joaquin Neiman goes into the fescue. Jake's like, "No, his ball strike fine. He'll probably still end up on the green."
Yeah.
Ball hits the green,
Launches.
goes 10 feet in the air, it goes over. He's like, "Okay, never mind."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't
that
expecting
was
it.
the
I
first
wasn't
time I saw
expecting the
that.
greens to be like that. Like, I'm like when every week before like a major, like you always get that alert saying like the greens are brutal, like they're not gonna be able to hit the greens. Yet they go and they just spin the ball on the greens like crazy. I just thought that was gonna be the same thing this week. Like they were just
Not
gonna
even
get to the
close.
green and they were gonna be able to spin it like crazy, like no one else in the world can. And
I mean, we haven't seen something like this since Shinnecock.
Oh, so yeah, this probably is U.S. Open type greens. That apparently they were rolling at like a 14.
that's nuts.
Greens on the meter, which is like I've never even heard of before.
And
And they're
what
just,
Shinnecock was.
I don't know what Chicago was either,
Yeah.
but like those when the ball hits the green, it bounces 10 feet in the air, and like you can't stop that. at
Literally
all.
hitting
Like,
the ball
there's no
on
chance.
concrete. I would love this. I would just max out in every hole because I wouldn't be able to hit a single green.
Yeah, I
Nobody
feel
be
like
able to, nobody be able to hold. Yeah, nobody be able to hold a green
Well,
at
here's
all.
what
If you hit the
happened.
green, it'd roll off.
which these are professional players and they're doing it. We would be like a 4-foot putt away, but it would be like a slider down left
We
of
put
the hole, and we just like
Probably
three
put
putt
off the
that at
green.
least.
probably put off the
Yeah, like,
green.
maybe.
Like, if it was like on like a downhill putt, like off a slope, like some of those balls, like they were rolling for forever. Like when they hit the slope.
Anytime
and, like,
they
the first
attacked the
hole.
ball, like anytime they were just going for the hole because like they needed to do it, and they missed, they were putting it 20 feet,
Yeah.
30 feet past the hole.
Exactly. Yeah. Like in the first hole, like that, it's like the green slope from so far from like left to right from like when you're looking at the hole, and I swear every single shot they aimed so far left, and it would always come and curl right back around the hole, all the way down like maybe like 10 feet past the hole, even though it started up like 10
Like
feet.
these guys are
above
used
the
to
hole.
hitting it into the back of the cup and then like not having to worry about it. But if you actually miss the hole on this, it's going
You're
like way far
penalized.
past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. What do you think your favorite hole was on the course? I think the par 3 third, I believe, was just giving people trouble. It was like kind of uphill. I know Tiger, when his match first answer, like hit the false front and it rolled right back down. But everybody was like missing just into the bunker, and from there you were just screwed.
Yeah, they were kind of camping out on that hole for a while, like in the beginning, and like there was very few people who hit the green. And what you had to do is you had to hit it right in front of the green. Like there was a little spot right in front of the green that it would like hit and kind of deaden the ball, and then it kind of like start and release towards the hole. But a lot of people ended up like in the bunkers around it or like over the green, like in like the little false like behind.
Honestly, of all the holes, I feel like the first one was
The
like
first
that
hole was
was
the
like
most memorable.
it was the most memorable, but it's also the most like interesting one because you can hit like left, you can hit in the bunker, and everyone pretty much wanted the bunker over the green, but like that was pretty much like a birdie hole for everyone. If you didn't make birdie on that hole, you were gonna lose
Well,
the hole.
the approach shot was like very difficult, especially on the first day where they had the pin tucked in like the front right, I believe. Everybody was like hitting driver down like the right side of the fairway, and they had like a little, I don't know,
The
60-yard
chip.
like chip in like over a bunker,
Mhm.
and they were like they couldn't hold the green. It would just like hit the green and then roll off, or like they would be so far away from the hole with their approach, and it was like a little 60-yard shot.
Somebody who was really good at recovering from those where they just trickled over the green was Cameron Smith. He was literally like using a 7-iron or whatever he was using, and just like putting up the hill.
His
and
first
getting it.
match, yeah, he
Yeah.
chipped it in from number one, like the little 7-iron like bumped it a little up the hill and went in the hole.
I also thought it was hilarious how on 18 they were like, "This is a 45-yard fairway, 45-foot yard wide fairway. You just should not miss this." And everybody on the 18th hole, when it was like coming down to it, like tied or down one, was just shanking it like left or right.
Yeah, I mean, that's like probably
It was the widest
those
fairway
matches,
like on the course. Though.
yeah. in those matches, like I saw more people still like those. Like Tiger went right. I'm pretty sure before JT made that putt. I mean, great shot, but he'd be like a little club tour. I'm like, okay, this is
club twirl. That hole where JT canned that putt. JT hit it a little bit right. He actually hit it pretty right, and he like slammed his club down, but he ended up fine with a good angle into the hole.
That's for JT.
Tiger hits the approach shot and starts little club twirl, not like a full that one club twirl where he's just like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one like he's holding up the club and he spins it and
just
he
holds
holds the pose.
So it wasn't like
It's
that,
just
but
like
it was mini club twirl and he's walking after it, and I was
Exactly.
like, oh wow, this must be good.
Mhm.
And it lands like right over the hole, and hits the flag stick.
That was and like he did that a lot. I feel like I saw there was a lot of times where
He was locked.
maybe not like club twirl, but like when he was like he'd be walking after the ball, and I'd be with my dad or with whoever watching it, and then be like, okay, like he likes that shot, and maybe it was like a little like distance wise a little off, but it was right on line. It looked so dope, like him just like walking toward the hole, and you're like, oh shit, something's gonna happen like right now.
I mean, his past 3 tournaments was the Zozo won it, Hero World Challenge leading on day on
Sunday.
the last day on the Sunday, yeah, and the President's Cup where he goes 3-0 in dominance. I mean, Augusta came sooner.
I mean, he's like selecting his tournaments that he wants to play in, which makes sense. He's like his schedule's not as like packed as it used to be, and that's bringing out the best Tiger for whenever he plays.
I mean, I hope for him, for his sake, and for our sakes too. If before he plays in the Masters, he has to play at least like a couple more.
I'm assuming he's playing the
like,
Century.
Like before the PGA, I think it was the PGA last year and the U.S. Open. Like the only tournaments he played that was like 2 months span was the Masters, the PGA, and the U.S. Open, and that was it.
Yeah,
and he has to play in a couple of those tournaments to warm up, like maybe in the week before, just to warm up for those big tournaments.
So I think with his comeback over the last 2 years, he might have it down this year because the first year he played way too much, and he's like, then last year he was like, I need to cut down on it. But last year he cut down way too much on it. He just wasn't prepared.
Yeah, so he has a little middle ground this year.
I think
figures out.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, there's the tournaments in Hawaii. There's the Genesis Opens in LA. That's his tournament. Florida Swings like Arnold Palmer before the Masters.
He'll
like
play
players. Yeah, he'll definitely play Arnold Palmer. Yeah,
like the players before the Masters.
Players.
Yeah,
March. Yeah,
right.
But he'll play. He should be playing at like a lot of those tournaments before the Masters.
I would imagine. I mean, I don't know. He has 2 weeks off at least now. It is until the Century. I would imagine. I mean, tournament champions. Assuming
I'm assuming he's playing it too. It's not a big field or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a little bit bigger field than
I feel like if it was, what he's probably gonna do is he's probably gonna play in that. Maybe take a couple weeks off for like vacation, come back for the Genesis Open, and then maybe play like sporadically until the Masters, until the Florida Swing, maybe.
Right.
Because he'll play his own tournament bout. After that, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what other tournaments are there, but I don't know.
Well, I think you can't go a tournament like this without mentioning Patrick Reed controversy. So on the first hole, first day, somebody yells that he has 14 clubs and a shovel in his bag.
Which was
Obviously, dating back to the Hero World Challenge, we've been over that. And then I think was it the second day he was first of all down like 3 and he wins the hole and shushes the crowd because someone said miss, and then he does the shovel celebration. I loved that.
I love that too.
But then, like,
He lost
I don't
some
know,
passion.
10 minutes later, he was down like 4 or 5. And I was like, hey, Patrick, maybe you should have done that when you're like,
Yeah,
you're
winning
asking.
them. Yeah, exactly.
But then, of course, it was day 3, it was the double session. He gets into it, Caddy gets into it with players. The crowd was just on. The fans were just on. And his caddy, brother-in-law, got in a fight with a fan, and here's a statement that he made to Barstool's Ploy podcast. As a caddy, your job is to protect your player, and unlike several other sports and golf, fans can get pretty close to the athletes. We've been known for having fun and good banter, but after meeting several fans in Australia for 3 days, some had taken it too. I had had enough. This gentleman was one of them. Right in the cart, guy was about 3 feet from Patrick and said, "You fucking suck." I got off the cart, shoved him, said a couple things, probably expletives. Security came, got back in the cart and left. I don't think there's one caddy that could blame me. Unless his bones break like Mr. Glass. That's absolute great chair. The most hard done was a little spilled beer, which I'm more than happy to reimburse him for.
Yeah, but the only thing about that is this is one of those tournaments where the crowds come out and the crowds are like encouraged to be kind of rowdy. And like
Yeah,
I know you're not supposed to I know you're not supposed to go that far, but like you have to expect like at least something. And like I understand he's trying to protect his player, but like that just makes Patrick Reed look even worse as this like goes on.
Yeah, I makes him look worse. But like, if you're a guy, someone like let's say it's like even not Patrick Reed, and someone's like 3 feet away from you and yells, "You fucking suck" to your player, like
you're throwing hands.
You're gonna react like similar to what he did. Maybe you might like is he pushing him, but you're gonna like talk back. You're gonna get an altercation with him. It's, at that point it got like level. Everything else with like the shovel, like I was like, that's all fine. Like people are yelling, like, the miss, like that's kind of like right along the line or whatever, like banter wise. But being right there next to him, saying like yelling that, like that's I mean, I don't blame him. Like to be honest,
what would have been more like effective, I think, is if he just got up in his face, just like didn't touch him, and like said, "Do you want to say that directly to his face?" And the guy was like, "Probably not."
honestly, he's probably drunk. I would be surprised. Yeah, if you did that.
And then if you don't lay a hand on him, then you're the bigger man, and like that guy just looks like
true.
an asshole.
You're a professional golfer. You could literally have like, and playing in a tournament, you could literally have anyone you want just like kicked out. Like, if somebody's looking at you like weird and you don't like the way they're looking at you, you could literally just be like, yeah, that person, like I want him out, and like they'll escort him out.
That's what JT did a couple years ago. I think it was last year, a couple years ago at the Honda Classic. Like a couple of guys like talking during his back, taking pictures, something like that, and he's had like out of the tournament.
Like, that's just like the better way to handle it. I believe it's like a little more quiet. I think. I mean, I understand.
Obviously. In that sense, you're not gonna kick someone out for taking pictures or be like talking and like maybe when like they didn't realize that they're doing anything wrong. But if someone's saying like you fucking suck to your player, that's when you get security and kick someone.
Yeah,
out.
but I think that's just a better way to like handle it than like start throwing hands. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make you look good. It doesn't make your golfer look good. It doesn't make the team look good.
Some situations warrant some hands to be thrown. I don't know.
I probably the whole like he was probably getting yelled at. Like obviously he was getting yelled at like all tournament. So I guess at that point he's probably had enough.
If this isn't golf, this story is a non-factor.
Yeah,
but it's golf, a respectable sport. We have to keep the integrity of the game sacred.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Well, anyway. I guess it worked with Patrick because he won. Because coach filled in and he won 4-2 the next day over CT Pan.
His
so
coach has to be his permanent caddy the rest of the way. Who knows?
I'm saying that
wouldn't be surprised if Justine Reed was like, "I think you need to fire my brother."
I mean, we all know that she calls the shots. I mean,
yeah. Well, I thought it was funny. Like, I don't know if Patrick had with his old caddy his old caddy before, but the little I don't know if you noticed the little handshake that they had with his caddy. Like every single his coach driver, every single
Yeah, I did notice
every
that.
single time they came off a hole, they do like high five each other, like come back with it and like do a little fist bump, and like every single time. I thought it was like I mean I'd never noticed it before with any other caddy player combination or even like Patrick and his old caddy, but I just thought that was interesting.
You know what?
With the coach too.
I just thought of. I'm gonna say it now so we don't forget. A par 3 segment 1 week has to be best player caddy combos.
There's not a ton
Write
of them,
that-
but yeah,
write
that's good.
I mean, just
Write that down.
we'll write it down.
Yeah, it's gonna warrant
Put a
some
pin in it.
research.
We'll
We'll have
sort
to
it
write
back.
that down.
For now, though, we'll go over our DraftKings picks from the week. Well, this week, I guess we'll talk about it. It was a heartbreak.
We had a very up and down week, and
No, it wasn't even. It was all up
until the
it went
end.
down.
Yeah, I guess.
We had Justin Thomas, who played fantastic until the very last day he lost, and that was a heartbreaker for our lineup. Patrick Reed was bad for most of the week until the last day, but I mean, he was even 6 up at one point. Tried to choke that away. He was only up.
Yeah, that
2 or
was
3 at
he
one
was
point.
6 up through 7 holes, and then at one point it was only 2 up. I'm like, what are you doing?
Went 1 and 3. Louis Oosthuizen did well, but just didn't really get it done. Answer lost on the last day, even though he was amazing for us. I mean, anybody who had him as their captain definitely made money. I think that was honestly a great pick from us.
I mean,
It was.
we
He-
went into
he-
the
he
week
was-
struggling, like trying to figure out exactly what our like strategy was for this, because obviously like one of the teams is gonna win, and we didn't know if like if the U.S. dominated, then like picking international people wouldn't have worked. But if like the international dominated, then the opposite happened. So we had to have like a little bit of a mix, and we had to find people we thought we were gonna impress. And Abraham Answer was one of those guys that came out that we were like, well, he's either going to play really well or he's like not going to play well at all. And he ended up playing really well for most of the tournament. It's unfortunate that like at the end he kind of fell apart in the singles.
If I could have redone it,
it's unfortunate, but also we're happy that Tiger
if
won.
I could have redone it, I'll stand by my Finau pick. He did a little bit less. He missed some opportunities. He had 3 ties. So like
I would say I feel like he went 0-1 and 3.
that easily
one
could've
loss. Oh
gone
yeah,
3 and 1.
definitely.
So I'm not.
I feel like he played a lot better.
That's
He
just a little
was-
unlucky.
He
Come
was
on.
draining some like really good putts at the end of the
Really clutch.
some
putts.
clutch putts at the end of the second match on the third day of the tournament. He was like he kept the U.S. pretty much in it.
But if I was to go back, it definitely would have been replacing Woodland. Like realistically, like another international guy like Sung JM. I feel like we could have seen like he was the rookie of the year on the tour or whatever. and-
Corn Fair. Yeah, or on PGA
Yeah.
Tour, that's right.
I
Yeah.
think it's obvious that we were kind of biased. We were all like, "Oh yeah, the U.S. is probably gonna
Well,
win this."
I feel like that's a lot of people were the same way because they're expecting the U.S. just to blow them out. And like Woodland played well at the U.S. Open, Zozo, so like it wasn't a bad pick at the time. But like I feel like we could have spread it out more. With
The lineup
picks
was
instead of
great all week until that last little stretch. It just dropped.
That's
I
just
agree.
things could change like that. In
And that's just
DraftKings.
draft.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very interesting format, something that's a little bit different than what we're used to, I would say. But
I mean, at the very least, you take answer like if you just take our advice at all, you don't necessarily have to take like our lineup. But if you take any advice and input of what we said, you probably did well. At least made some money.
I would hope so.
yes, we'll talk Players and maybe you had an answer in JT and like probably anyone else. you
Answers
put
or
in that.
captain, who knows?
Yeah, you probably would have done pretty well.
But there's no DraftKings. There's no PGA tournaments until January 2nd, and that'll even be a short field tournament. So, we'll obviously have a lineup for you guys and picks for you guys for that. But this week there will not be one. Moving on to a little bit of PGA Tour news that's more low key. You had the QBE Shootout this weekend. Kevin Way and Rory Sabatini took home the win there, but I believe they're 31 under.
Yeah, it was one of those awkward like
That's
team events
crazy.
where you had like a partner and like had the win, and pretty much everybody else who pretty much wasn't in the President Cup was playing in that tournament. So
Yeah, what was that? I think I saw like Brendan Todd was playing it, Ian Poulter was playing in it, Howland and Matthew Wolf were playing in it.
That was a nice combo.
That was a nice combo. I thought about that. I was watching the President's Cup. I saw those guys like pair up together, like on the bottom line.
They'll be President's Cup guys.
Oh,
like,
yeah. They could even
Ryder Cup,
no, the
Ryder Cup guys next year.
Well, Hovland's European, but
Oh, you're right.
Norway, which I am thinking about at first. I'm like, oh, well, we will see the Ryder
That could
Cup, and
honestly
I
give
was
him like
oh,
a better chance
Hovland.
to like make
Oh,
it.
he'll be in the.
I mean, he could like
I think he'll be in the Ryder Cup.
he could definitely if he
Matthew
plays well
Wolff-
on the tour. Matthew Wolff, well, the U.S. is better than the
It'll be tough.
European side. Yeah.
But I mean, they've been kind of struggling lately.
Well, the U.S.
I mean, they got walloped last year, but it's harder to.
But,
make a team,
but yeah,
for sure.
yeah, their team is better. Like even like Jordan Spieth wasn't even like considered for the team this year.
Yeah.
He'll probably play better next year. But like yeah, like that's just kind of exciting. Like I completely forgot about those guys, and seeing those for in the future years will be fun to watch.
Also, what about our guy Ches Reavie with the hole-in-one this week? That's our guy.
It is our guy.
That was probably the highlight of the week for.
Little side note. When we mentioned Chez Reavie had 1,200 followers, actually 1,199. Checked his Instagram today to see if he saw our DM. He hasn't seen it yet. Maybe his Wi-Fi just doesn't work.
Yeah, something must have gone. It must have gotten lost on. in
Reset the
cloud or
router.
something.
Yeah.
But then he'll see it when he fixes it. But he has like 1333 now. I'm just saying, pin high boost.
Yeah, he got the pin high boost. We're backing him, so that's obviously the reason he got a hole-in-one this week. I would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I won't go that far, but he's becoming more and more notable. I mean, that's 100 more people. That's I'm not good with math. That 13% of his no,
Probably
maybe
not even
that's
close,
not a
but
math. Hey,
I think it's less.
I got a B on in my math class this semester. Shout out me.
round of applause.
But that's about it for the QBE shootout. Definitely not one of the more notable PGA
Yeah, it was
Tour events.
honestly-
Just something interesting that the PGA Tour does. I believe it's actually a lot of it's for charity. So
Yeah, and
Yeah,
honestly,
the-
it was kind of tough to like even like watch. Like it wasn't really on. No, I didn't watch any of it.
I
But
was
it wasn't
gonna
even
say,
like
I
on
did
if
not
I
watch
wanted
it.
to watch it.
I was the only time I was watching golf this weekend was at pretty much at 6 o'clock at night, watching the President's
yeah,
Cup.
prime time golf.
It's the best. It's the best.
Especially when there was like like it was only Army Navy this week, so there wasn't really any like college football this week. So
No, there wasn't. There's
and
no.
since-
Perfect time to do
and
it.
since
Yeah.
they were in Australia, they were like pretty much a day ahead. So like it didn't come into Sunday, so we had our NFL Sunday completely free.
But then I love primetime golf. Like in Hawaii, it's fun to watch, and like especially when the U.S. Opens on the West Coast, like last year at Pebble. Like it's not like totally like 9 o'clock prime time, but like it gets into like 7, 8 o'clock, like even like 9 o'clock, I guess. Like for the U.S. Open on the like West Coast, and that's always fun to watch.
It almost makes you wonder if the PGA Tour should like maybe have a couple tournaments. Not yeah, but maybe not a lot, but like just a few tournaments, maybe in Australia, maybe in. I mean, I guess they have them in China,
Hawaii too.
but that's not.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, that's
It
prime.
wouldn't
time.
really be the
Hawaii's prime-
PGA.
Hawaii's
It
prime
wouldn't
time.
really be the PGA Tour if you did that, because then you're just getting
PGA,
you're just getting to other like tours, like the Australian tour and the European tours.
Yeah, because everybody cares
That's true.
about the Australian.
No, but I'm just saying it's not really
The Australian
not really
PGA is
it's not
this
really in their
week.
jurisdiction to have a tournament in Australia. You know what I mean?
I guess. But what I'm saying is, I like time golf.
Primetime golf is nothing beats primetime golf.
So, I guess we can move into our par 3 segment. And this week it's going to be our favorite tournaments that are not major tournaments. Before we start, I mean, if you guys have anything you want to hear, we're struggling to come up with some more par 3s. So, if you want to hear more, you don't want us to cut the segment, DM us on Instagram, Twitter at the Pin High Pod. Let's get into the par 3.
All right, who's gonna go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
I'll just obviously cop the Waste Management Open right off the bat. I mean, there isn't a more, I don't know, I wouldn't call it prestigious hole in golf. I'd say like memorable.
Yeah,
Just
that's
in the
definitely the word.
16th hole, because I mean, there's definitely not a
Crowd.
rowdy one. Just like one of the cooler things in the game of golf. Just everybody's allowed to just yell at you as you're teeing off. It's not even that hard of a hole. It's
Just
what,
the pressures.
130 straight away.
Yeah,
120 right away.
I think it's like 150 or 140.
Yeah.
And it's just, but like You walk and you walk. I played that course before, and you walk like when the stands were a little bit still up, and you walk like under the tunnel, like in this little tunnel through the hole, and all you can hear is the noise. I can imagine it's just like it's like absurd, and it's a pot like I probably wouldn't even be able to hit the ball if I was like standing there
Yeah, the
trying to hit a shot.
rowdiest hole in golf.
Yeah, exactly. And then and if you miss the green, you get booed.
Yeah, I'd probably
It's
just shank it
crazy.
and, like, kill somebody in
Yeah,
the crowd.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you hit the stands and it rolls onto the green, like that counts.
People probably get
Which
shots.
happened to Finau over the at the President's Cup.
He did. He
that
banked it
that
off-
was crazy.
off the stands.
He scolded out of the bunker and like got back on the green, like two putt for birdie. I'm pretty sure, or something
Completely
like that.
unrelated. Like when I went to Scotland, I played Golan the week before the Scottish Open. I used the stands to my advantage quite a bit.
We also
So it works out.
We also played
Arbortown.
Arbortown, where the RBC Heritage is.
They're a couple stands up. They're like bleachers.
I know on the R3 17th.
Oh yeah, I used that to my advantage too. I hit it. I
Yes,
hit it
yeah.
like into the stands, and he's like, "Oh, if you hit it into the, like the caddy's like, if you hit it into the stands, you actually get a free drop like right in front of the stands." And I was like, "Wait, really? Like that's like almost on the green?" He's like, "Yeah, you get a free drop right there." And I literally
Mhm.
hit it in the stands.
Yeah, I goes there. You hit in the stands or someone, and like
I hit in the bunker.
yeah, you hit in the bunker. I think me or other Patrick hit it over. I think maybe like honestly right at the stand or something like that. Like or so some we had a lot of problems with stands on that hole, but
Let's just say by hole 17, we were not in the right mind to be hitting PGA Tour golf shots.
yeah, especially on that kind of hole.
So I love
Where's
18 on
looking
that
right at
golf
the
course.
ocean.
18 has
Yeah,
real
no,
nice.
I remember 18. I mean, as I said, this was late in the round.
Patrick
on
was
a-
down by like the docks, like coming
Yeah,
like,
no,
couldn't-
on a
couldn't get
spring
the ball in the air.
break trip with the boys. We're on the 18th hole. I'm in the bunker, just hitting it all over the place, and I like shank it out of the green. And the guy's like, "All right, you want to just pick up?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he was. There are people in the fairway. They're like the guy was just kind of like done at that point. I feel like
I'm
He's
gonna
he's, like,
segue with that. I wasn't gonna pick this course, but I'm gonna take the RBC. What is it? The RBC Heritage Open. Yeah, like,
There's no way you can
like-
say that's one of your favorite
Well,
tournaments.
the only reason-
it's
right
not.
after the Masters.
so the only reason I'm gonna like no one plays in that tournament, but the only reason I'm gonna say that is because my like mom's aunt lives in South Carolina, like the Hilton Head area. So like I'm around there a lot, and I see that golf course a lot, and I played it like twice. So like it's just one of those courses that's like, oh yeah, I've been in that locker room before, which is pretty cool. And like I played
Yeah,
that
the
course,
locker
and I'm
room's
around
cool.
there a lot. I've been in Harbor Town, like I've like stayed in that resort. I'm pretty sure. So like I really like watching tournaments at courses that I've played and like
Yeah, I
places
mean,
I've
anytime
been.
you're able to play at a course like that hosts a PGA Tour event and it's public or private, public, or whatever it is, you're able to play it for a hefty fee.
Yeah,
Nonetheless.
of course.
I mean, I wasn't gonna pick it, but like we started talking about it, I'm like, well, yeah, like even though the field's usually not that great, I mean, I know DJ usually plays in it, but like
Kuchar
and
usually
Kuchar,
plays
yeah,
in
like
it.
even though the field's
They're
usually not,
RBC guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
even though
exactly.
the field's not always that great, I really like watching. Like I'm like, oh yeah, on that hole I hit it into the stands, or in that hole I put it in the water, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's very. I mean, obviously the course was awesome. Like there was like some really cool holes there, but it's probably not one of my favorite places. One of my favorite tournaments to watch, considering it's like after the Masters. I'm like, oh, okay, I have enough. That was enough golf for like maybe
Totally
like
wasn't
couple
gonna pick that,
days.
but I went with it.
All right, so you went. I'll go third, and I think this is an obvious one too. I'll pick the players.
That's the one I was going to pick.
Like that's just like. I mean, that's pretty much a major in sense like that. 16, 17, 18 are just like you, and I've played that course too. Like I say, it's cool to see like the whole like watch on TV and you say, okay, I played this hole, I did this on this hole, but that tournament like that's like probably one of the rowdiest tournaments. Like 17th hole is like nothing unlike anything else. 18th hole is crazy hard. 15th, 16th hole is like risk reward.
I mean, they
That's
have
just
they
so
had
much-
players that look like players commercials
all through.
all through the President's
Yeah.
Cup, Rory talking about how much he loves it,
Yeah,
which he probably likes it. Like there's no way. I don't know. I feel like they had him over dramatize that a bit just for some
I don't know. That's a huge.
They probably
like
would you say
that
it's the
tournament.
fifth
It's like
major?
$2 million. Yes, I would say it's.
I mean, they could just set up like a camera on 17, and I could just watch that all day. Like
I
I
mean,
just
it's entertaining.
watch those like
Oh, it's
those
definitely-
shots on 17 all day and
Well,
just see how
it's-
many like people put in the like. I love it when like
Yeah.
Sergio put like 3 in the water. I'm like, yes, I love this.
Exactly. Yeah. Like and like the finishes in the past where Ricky like birdied the 17th hole like 4 times in like one day or something like that.
Obviously,
Like, that's crazy.
there's Tiger. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
The straw hat and the chain and the
Of
shorts.
course, yeah.
U.S.
Like,
amateur.
and the better the most putt
Better
that
the
Tiger
most.
had, like from the top of the green. Like it's like there's so many moments from that course and that tournament that you can like.
The
name.
better
It's
than
unbelievable.
most quote. Like literally anytime any of us have a long putt when we're playing together.
Better than most.
Better than most the whole entire way. It
The
doesn't
ball
matter,
is
but
probably
It-
not
it-
even like.
it runs like 20 feet.
Yeah, no,
from
I'm
the
like
hole.
putting
It's
it off
no
of the
chance.
green, and they're just like better than most, better than. I'm like, this ball is not even close to the hole.
But I'll go, so I'm next again. I'll go with the this is I'll go with Tour Championship
Okay, fair.
because honestly last year in the Tour Championship like it gets heated in the Tour Championship. If it gets close where like last year like I guess 2 years ago now, but like that Tiger won on the final day and he was like that close to win the President's or not the President's Cup, the Tour Championship or whatever.
Yeah.
And those scenarios are all like, and I guess they changed the format, but like those scenarios are all like so much fun to like to watch like down the stretch.
Seeing guys like Ches
Yeah.
Reavie, no, not Ches Reavie. This year, Ches Reavie had great.
Yeah,
but like guys like that, or just like Kevin Tway or something like that, trying to just sneak in. They need like
Yeah.
a birdie on 18. They drain it.
yeah, or like that's like the ones leading up to it, like the final ones, like okay, like if Justin Thomas wins the championship, and like someone so comes in like 4th place or worse, like they win the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
And,
they
like,
switched
it's
the
like all the scenarios are so like
they
yeah,
switched the format this year, so whoever wins the Tour Championship like wins
like-
the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, and in years past, like in years past, fun to listen to. Like I remember probably my favorite tournament I've ever watched, honestly, was when Rory won, and he knocked it on 16 for eagle, and then he won like played like 4 playoff holes against like JB Holmes, and if he won, he was getting the Tour Championship.
Those
But if-
4 playoff holes probably took like
Oh, it took like
an hour and a half.
and if JB Holmes won like the tournament, then DJ would have won the whole like money, like all the tour championship, or like all like the FedEx Cup, whatever it was, and like the scenarios are so much to listen to and so much fun to watch.
I don't know if it's better or worse that they changed the format that the winner wins, because I feel like sometimes like whoever wins the Tour Championship is just like who cares, like you didn't win the FedEx Cup, which is like
Exactly.
where all the money is.
It can go either way because like obviously like it means like I feel like it should be like whoever that's the final tournament. It should be whoever wins that tournament wins the FedEx Cup. But the scenarios in the past were just really fun to listen
It's
to.
the closest thing you have in golf to like playoffs, pretty much.
Yeah, it's definitely. They did narrows it down each week. Before that, it's I like that. I like watching that one.
I guess.
All right, I'll
I
move
think
on to my
I'm up
next
again,
one.
aren't I? We're
Nope.
snake drafting.
Wait.
Snake draft.
Oh shit, my bad.
I'm gonna go outside the.
The snake draft always messes us up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside the box.
Well, us,
anyway.
we're also not like in order right now.
Yeah, I'm in
going,
the
like-
middle, so
Yeah, you're in
I'm
the
in the middle
middle,
of
so
us 3,
you
so I
got
thought it went back to me. All right,
Yeah.
anyways,
All right,
sorry.
okay, I'm up. I'm going outside the box. I'm gonna go with the AT&T Pro Am Pebble Beach. Very weird tournament
Jeep
to
with
watch.
2 terrible.
No, my
honestly.
picks are awful.
I-
Trevor literally took the 2 picks that I was gonna had ranked 1 and 2. So
There's
like,
like
I'm like, oh.
there's like 30, 40 other events.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna. I just like watching golf at Pebble Beach. I mean, and I kind of like
Oh, yeah.
watching the celebrities like mess around. But
I mean, the Tony Romo shot
Yeah,
last year from
exactly.
the grandstand was pretty sick.
Yeah,
Just puts
oh, yeah.
all that spin on it from like
And
the felt.
They always show like Bill Murray's like playing it, like
Yeah.
he's always hilarious. Like Charles Barkley's playing
and
it.
but like somebody always like it's a real
dangerous.
event too. Like people
Oh
like,
yeah, I know.
play and
Like,
win.
people Phil won it last year. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
so like that's why I always love watching like golf at Pebble Beach. Like it's a championship course. I mean, obviously it wasn't like last year the like Pro Am the course wasn't as hard as it was at the U.S. Open. Like obviously, but I like watching golf at Pebble Beach and like it's fun to see some of the celebrities sometimes.
yeah.
And the fact that it is a
Definitely.
real tournament and like somebody actually wins like a pretty decent purse.
But I feel like with that tournament, people care more when they watch it. They care more about the celebrities playing than the actual like.
like the way I look at it, I like watching.
They show a lot of celebrities playing, like a lot like Justin Timberlake plays like Justin Rose. Or
I
something
mean, I like
that.
watching the actual like pros play,
Yeah.
and then like the celebrities is just like a little bonus for me. But like I think a lot of other people have the opposite. Like
Yeah, like
feeling.
I'll say like I like watching celebrities, and at the end of the week, I'm like, oh, so and so won. That's pretty cool.
That tournament's a lot of it's for the fans.
It is.
It's like you get to see like Steph Curry,
Rogers is there, which is unfortunate. But
Romo. I guess I'll go with the Farmers Insurance Open.
I was
that
okay.
one.
Torrey
That was
Pines,
That was on my
great
list as well.
course, held U.S. Opens. I mean, Tiger. I feel like Tiger's always great at that course.
That's usually like the tournament that like everyone, all the big players seem to come back. Like,
I was about to say that's when like the PGA Tour starts to like the season really starts to ramp up. Guys start getting ready for the Masters. Everybody comes back to that course. Also, it's in San Diego, California. So, and it's also another course that public you can play it in California.
Yeah,
so, just another one of those terms. It's pretty cool.
You're up again.
Oh, I'm up again. Snake drafts, man.
I don't know how this is killing us every week.
Yeah,
you'd think we'd have it down by now. I'll go with the Travelers, Cromwell, Connecticut, right in our backyard, even though it's like an hour and a half away.
It's like closer to go to like Long Island.
Absolute nowhere.
It's pretty much the same to go to like Bethpage as it is to go to.
Oh yeah,
to go there, but it's just I think that's a pretty cool tournament. You guys know who went last year?
Chez Reavie.
Chez Reavie.
Our guy, open invite.
That was like in our
next year we should maybe we should go and find Chez Reavie and be like our boy, like you're our guy, like you won this tournament. Yeah,
we're gonna be following him.
Check your DMs much. Yeah. I'll also be like, Chez, let's talk about getting you more engagement and turning your comments on Instagram.
We'll be your social media team on Instagram if you want, like promote you guys.
Who are these kids that just keep following me on every hole?
Yeah.
And why they keep saying things about my Instagram?
People following them on the course.
We'll get them.
Yeah, eventually.
Chez, buddy, we'll be good friends soon.
I guess I'm up again. All right, I'm between two here. I'm gonna do the Honda Classic at the Champion Course at PGA National. We're also low-key trying to do a trip there later this month. That's a great tournament, and obviously you got the Bear Trap, which is like electric, especially when you're like coming down to the wire and you have those 3 holes coming up. So that's a fun tournament to watch. It's at a great golf course, a lot of history. So I'm gonna go with the Honda Classic.
All right, I'm last. I'll go with the Century Tournament Champions in Hawaii, which is like a couple weeks because I feel like that's always usually the President's Cup is not this late. I feel like is next year or 2 years. In 2 years, it's gonna be like September 27th through like October 3rd. I'm pretty sure, but because in Australia it's late. But I feel like once that tournament comes on, like all like usually like DJ, JT, like all the big names are playing that tournament, and that's when like I really started to be like, okay, like golf is back. Like this is like the PGA Tour season is back, and it's also in prime time, which is kind of nice. Not because like nights in January, I'm not really doing anything else. I'm sitting on my couch watching TV and there's golf on. Like it's a fun course to play at. Like DJ Hell almost had that hole in one.
Yeah, that was insane.
And like some of the holes look absolutely ridiculous. Like the elevation change and like
who won it last year again?
Schauffele,
and it came down to the last hole.
Yeah, and the last hole was like crazy. The elevation change in the last hole is insane.
I was watching that when I was on my golf trip to Sarasota. Like I had that the final day of that, followed by Monday we had the national championship. So that was a good of football. That was a nice little 2-day stretch. But yeah, and I think it'll probably be the same this year.
Right? Yeah, I think it's like January.
It'll probably be like the same. It ends on Sunday, and then the national championship the next day. So.
Yeah, it's a good tournament.
It's the 2nd through the 5th, so it should be right around.
And it's probably the 6th national championship. So that's just like that adds to the tournament.
Yeah. Got any honorable mentions? I know one on my list was the Genesis, just because of that Riviera, and it's like Tiger's tournament.
Riviera's
sick course to see. Yeah.
I put the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
That's also a very good one.
Because I've caddied in the Pro-Am there, and that's really cool. Like it was really cool to see the course. Like they have some really cool holes there too.
I had WGC Mexico, just because the ball was a mile.
Mexico, yeah.
Like literally just hit drivers on the par 4s, like it's a
par 3. Roy hits like a 300-yard 2-iron or something like that.
Yeah, it's like seeing guys just pepper balls in par 4s, like they're hitting a wedge shot into a par 3.
The shot tracer in that tournament's hilarious. Like where they have like the yardages is like going up. It's like, wow, that thing's still going. Like, wait, what? It's 400 and what?
Think of this, but the match play is fun to watch too.
It is.
So some of the holes there are really, really cool as well. Like Tiger played well last year there. Like
he had that on that like dogleg left kind of
with the water on
the
the left.
water on the left.
Yeah.
He chipped in to win or to go like
I think it was
significantly up on somebody.
I think it was significantly up, to be honest. But like, that was that was very, very cool. And then anything else? I mean, I put the like a lot of the BMW Championship Northern Trust is on there.
Northern Trust is a good
I
one.
like the Northern Trust as well.
Like the WGCs, like at like Firestone is always really cool to watch.
The Northern Trust at TVC Boston next year. Have you played at TVC Boston?
No.
Is it even close to actual Boston?
Not really. I know it's called TPC Boston, but it's like outside of Boston. It's in like Norton, Massachusetts.
Norton, Massachusetts.
The closest golf course to like
Massachusetts.
the closest golf course to like downtown Boston is the Country Club. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Country Club's right next.
You
to
played at the Country Club, right?
That was a great. I mean, that course is
They're hosting a U.S. Open soon, right?
2022.
Something like that.
After I graduate.
Yeah, the Country Club is,
So probably good.
yeah, the Country Club is very, very nice. And those greens are tiny as hell, like super, super small. Like one of the holes is like 120 for par 3 downhill, and then greens like literally looks the size of like your thumb. It's crazy.
I feel like we just like mentioned all the tournaments.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of tournaments.
We love a lot of tournaments, except for the RBC and whatever else you can mention.
We don't like
The
the
RBC and the
Zurich
Elite
with
Pro.
the Zurich with
Oh,
the walk up music.
Oh yeah, that's the cheesiest shit I've ever seen. But anyway, that was a great episode recapping just a great weekend. I was honestly glued to the President's Cup all weekend. This comes out on Wednesday. If it does come out on Wednesday, you know what a week from then is? Christmas. So I hope that next time we see you guys, it'll be Christmas Day. I'll see you guys, but you'll be listening to us. Either than that, great week. And we'll see you next week.